It's interesting that a lot of these drugs are designed for a very small percentage of the population that have a certain disease state. So, there may not be 200,000 or 300,000 people in the country that need that particular drug that's made, and that's one of the reasons that makes them so expensive.
Well, it's an exciting time in the drug manufacturing world because all of these new medications have been coming out over the past 10 years or so for medical conditions that before really weren't treatable. For example, hepatitis C medications. Before, the medications they had for hepatitis C were not very effective and really hard for patients to tolerate. But now we have new medications on the market that are practically a 100% cure rate for patients, and they're also a lot easier for them to take and tolerate. Part of the problem with that is the price tag on some of those new medications.
One of the largest reasons that people are readmitted to the hospital is because they don't adhere to the medication. And from that, then you have, you've heard of programs like step therapies where they say, well, have you tried this drug before you try this one? Or even prior authorizations, where you say, okay, why do you need this drug? A lot of these specialty drugs are really for a pretty small percentage of the population. So when you look at a population as a whole, the people that are taking those drugs is usually between 1 to 1.5% of your population. So that's the good news. The bad news is they're very expensive. Probably the biggest growth area in the specialty arena is in the cancer drugs. There's a whole pipeline of new cancer treatments hitting the marketplace. But in that, with membership or member education and aid and helping and consulting, that's the good thing too, because it allows us to not have so many folks, that there can be some personal outreach to try to help these people manage their disease state.